Straight ahead on CCX News, more opportunities for kids to learn how to swim. There will be a big help to parents who may not be able to afford private lessons. Plus concern over funding the Botno rail line.
One thing is clear, the state is not going to fund this project.
But first, legislation that could give school districts more control over which teachers get cut when budgets are tight. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. It's a period of uncertainty for teachers all across Minnesota.
School districts are determining their budgets for the coming year, but it's a process that's challenging because they don't know how much money they'll receive from the state. As a result, many teachers who don't have seniority in their districts might not have jobs next year. Delane Cleveland joins us now to explain. Delane?
Mike and Shannon, that provision is called LIFO, which is an acronym for last in, first out. Essentially, it means that when a school district needs to cut back on teachers, they have to go by seniority, and younger teachers are the first on the chopping block. Republican lawmakers hope to tweak that provision.
We're saying, nope, you're last in the door, therefore you're first to be laid off. That simply is an outdated policy. 44 other states have revised their provisions on this, and Minnesota needs to as well.
Republican State Representative Dennis Smith is the co-author of the House Education Plan that includes a provision which would give school districts and local teachers unions the opportunity to consider factors other than seniority as they determine which teachers to keep. If passed, Smith calls the bill a step in the right direction. However, the plan has not traditionally been supported by Governor Dayton, and the teachers union, Education Minnesota, says LIFO protects teachers from arbitrary or vindictive layoffs. Dennis Smith feels otherwise about revising the LIFO provision.
It really is a betterment of the entire union, and more importantly, it benefits our children if we use other indications besides seniority.
Smith says he believes that the bill with the revised LIFO provision will land on the desk of Governor Dayton. If the governor vetoes the bill, he thinks there might be enough votes to override that veto. Mike and Shannon?
All right, thank you, Delane. The design of the Botno light rail line will be nearly complete by the end of the year. Meanwhile, supporters are still working on state and federal funding that's needed.
In Brooklyn Park tonight, it is the last of 5 public meetings to review plans that are 60% finished. There will also be an unveiling of how one neighborhood will be transformed. If light rail gets the funding to get moving, Brooklyn Park will one day have 5 light rail stations, the most of any city along the proposed 13-mile route from Minneapolis. For residents, it's all in the details of what will be built in their neighborhood.
I hope that they take away a sense of excitement about the fact that the train is becoming more real. And get excited about the designs and the potential.
Brooklyn Park residents are finally able to see what planners call the streetscape design along West Broadway, which will get a total makeover.
We have an opportunity to put in more trees, enhanced landscaping, better pedestrian lighting, street furniture, receptacles for recycling and trash to really create a cohesive design element along the corridor.
While local planning is moving ahead, state and federal funding is still unresolved.
I'm concerned. I'm very concerned.
Hennepin County Commissioner Mike Opad is a strong supporter of light rail and says the project is struggling to get the last 10% of county funding. The transportation bill approved by the House earlier this month could also limit assistance from the state.
The state is not going to fund this project. The state is going to empower us to fund it ourselves. And that's a steady diet of what you get at the local level.
Opad says that could mean raising county sales or property taxes. Dollars from the federal government would make up about 1/2 of the $1.5 billion Botno project. Officials are expected to apply by early next year for that grant. Despite federal cuts in this year's budget, Opad says it's doable.
The projects will go forward. Congress is going to have to do it. Our representatives are going to have to put a shoulder to the wheel here and move it. I mean, there may be some changes, but I think we're going to be all right on the federal level.
One other sticking point that still needs to be worked out is an agreement with freight rail lines to build light rail tracks on their property.
Crystal residents have a new way to get rid of unwanted prescription drugs, and best of all, they don't have to leave their home to do it. New biodegradable bags make it easier for people to just toss their unwanted narcotics into the trash. Deputy Chief Doug Leslin shows us how the bags work.
You just simply open it up, you dump the pills or the liquid in there, you put a little bit of water in there, warm water, you zip it shut, you shake it up, and you throw it in your trash. If we don't dispose of narcotics the right way, bad things are going to happen. Kids are going to get a hold of them.
The bags hold about 45 pills and are free thanks to the Crystal Crime Prevention Board. Residents can stop by the Crystal Police Department starting on Friday to pick up the bags.
Brooklyn Park residents will have a chance to learn more about a proposal to install solar panels on city buildings. Solar energy would help power 7 Brooklyn Park buildings, including the city's police and fire stations. In fact, it would supply more than half of the power to those buildings. City officials say it could save hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. The options include paying up front and pocketing savings right away, or paying nothing out of pocket and waiting 20 years before large savings kick in. The meeting will be held next Tuesday evening at the Brooklyn Park City Council chambers. Learning how to swim is more than something to do for fun. It could save your life.
A unique partnership wants to help make swimming lessons available to all. In a state where life on the lake is celebrated, a skill like swimming is as important as ever. And spring is a busy time for swimming lessons.
Here at Sandbrook Pool, we have about 200 students enrolled. We also have the program at Plymouth Middle School with about the same number of students enrolled.
1, 2, 3, under! But many kids don't know how to swim because lessons are a luxury their parents can't afford.
At risk meaning the students who might be at risk for financial poverty, free or reduced lunch, otherwise maybe unable to get swimming lessons, which is an important life skill, especially in Minnesota when we have 10,000 lakes.
Just a kicking race? Swimming lessons through Robbinsdale Community Education are open to anyone and everyone. Now more scholarships will be available here and elsewhere in the county.
What their focus is to get at-risk students learning swimming at all levels.
Recognizing that in some underserved communities in Hennepin County, chances are more limited.
Some of the money comes from a Hennepin County Youth Sports Grant, which is the first time it's been used to fund swimming.
Because ultimately we are investing in people, so even when we build a field or equipment, it's for kids to use those. Swimming is an opportunity to teach a life skill that they will use throughout their life, hopefully, as you say, save a life. And it just is the right thing to do for Hennepin County.
Swimming lessons will continue all summer long with more opportunities for kids to learn to swim.
Daytime lessons, evening lessons, and we will be offering scholarships for those programs.
Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park also received more scholarship money, as did the New Hope and Ridgedale YMCA branches.
Hennepin County is looking for volunteers who don't mind wading in the mud a little bit this summer. Dee Dee Christ shows us how volunteers from the county's Wetland Health Monitoring Program gather specimens from the wetlands during the summer months. Hennepin County trains volunteers and provides all of the equipment needed to gather samples each month from June to September.
Come out and sample some of the invertebrates that are in the water, and we collect them, bring them back to the lab, and then the company will tell us how healthy the wetland is depending on how many invertebrates are in the water and what types.
The volunteers are expected to commit 15 hours per month. Applications are due June 1st, and we have a link posted on our website, that's ccxmedia.org. Still ahead on CCX News, we head to West Lutheran High School in Plymouth to meet this weekend's Standout Student.
Plus, the Providence Academy baseball team is looking to build on a strong start this spring.
But first, a rainy holiday weekend with showers Friday and Saturday. Easter Sunday, though, looks nice.
Today's Standout Student has a perfect 4.0 GPA and many other talents to go along with his academic excellence.
Neil Persley introduces us to West Lutheran senior Ethan Denninger in today's Standout Student.
He is a musician that has grown exponentially over the course of 4 years.
Playing the string bass and guitar, just the tip of the iceberg to the talents Ethan Denninger has lying just below the surface.
I had the chance to do devotion this school year in front of the student body, and that felt really good.
Today's chapel will focus on Ephesians 6, verse 13. Therefore, put on the full armor of God.
Ideally, I'd like to work at a high school as a campus pastor. but I'm willing to work wherever I'm led to.
With the academic marks and a host of other talents that would enable Ethan to choose whatever career path he might like, he's chosen a path of serving God and helping others through Christian ministry. Instructor Gregory Bowers has watched Ethan grow for 4 years, academically, musically, and spiritually.
Ethan has an incredible faith, faith in his Lord and Savior, and he's actually planning to go on and study to be a pastor.
Right now I'm taking Greek as a foreign language. The pastors need to learn Greek and Hebrew, so it's just a head start.
You can also add Latin to the list of ancient languages Ethan has studied as he carries a 4.0 GPA. But there's more to Ethan than just academics. He's a regular participant in West's theatrical productions.
This year, right now, West is putting on Beauty and the Beast, and I'm playing Gaston. Acting has always been a big part of my life. I consider myself an artist. I do a lot of drawing in my free time.
Multidimensional and multi-talented, Ethan says he loves the small class sizes and the relationships he's developed with teachers at West. From Plymouth, Neil Persley, CCX News.
In the fall, Ethan plans on attending Martin Luther College in New Ulm. Up next, the Easter egg hunt that brings the search to the woods.
But first, the show goes on in the rain for some local baseball and softball teams. Jay Wilcox is in next.
I'm Jay Wilcox with sports. The Maple Grove and Totino Grace softball teams each lost in section finals last season. The Crimson and Eagles met up in the rain on Wednesday. Special t-shirts worn by both teams to honor Maple Grove shortstop Aaron Roll's father, who died of brain cancer last year. Scoreless into the 4th inning when Grace's Sarah Waslow knocks it up the middle. It's knocked down, but they have no play, and Maddie Brunn scores for the Eagles. And next batter, Lexi Radicic smacks a single to right for Grace. Bree Glenn scores to make it 2-0 Eagles. Still in the 4th, and Eagles pitcher Aaron Pepping hits a flare to left that drops in to score another run. It's 4-0 Totino Grace through 4 innings of play. With the rain falling harder in the 6th, Brunn singles into left center to bring Pepping around, and it is 6-0 Eagles. And they aren't done just yet. Radicic comes through again, lining another base hit to left center. The Crimson do get a runner in a rundown, but 2 runs score on the play as the Eagles win big 9-1 in their opener. The Eagles play in a tournament Saturday at Zane Sports Park in Brooklyn Park. The Armstrong-Hopkins baseball teams each had a couple of games in the books when they hit the field Wednesday for what was at times a soggy afternoon of baseball. This one at Hopkins as the Falcons look to improve to 3-0 on the season. Bottom of the 1st with 2 on when Morgan Holmes gets a hold of one and drives it deep to left. It's gone. A 3-run homer for Holmes puts the Royals ahead 3-0 after 1. Same score in the 3rd inning. Armstrong's Braden Gray tags one to deep left center. This one bounces off the fence for extra bases. Al Proctor comes home to get the Falcons on the board. Next up is Preston Reed, and he rips a liner to just about the same spot to the gap in left center field. The Falcons pull within a run at 3-2. Ahead to the bottom of the 4th with Hopkins ahead 5-3. The Royals, Wyatt hits one hard to short. It's bobbled. Tough play in the slop. Manuelin comes in to score. They had one more run in the inning and lead 7-3. The Falcons score single runs in the 5th, 6th, and here in the top of the 7th, Dawson D's grounder brings Reed around from second base to score. But that's as close as the Falcons get. The Royals hang on to win 7-6. Both teams are now 2-1 for the season. The Providence Academy baseball team started its season with a bang last week, and the Lions are hoping that's a good omen. Jason Melillo explains.
Last week, in Providence's first game of the season, senior shortstop Jackson Baird led off for the Lions.
It was a 1-1 count. First pitch was a ball, second pitch fastball.
He hit a home run to lead off the game, solo shot, so that was exciting. You know, everybody was pretty jacked up.
It gave us a lot of energy coming right out of the bat, and we just fed off it the rest of the game.
With the core of the team coming back this spring, Providence should be solid in the field and tough at the plate.
I think hit for average, but definitely some guys with some pop in the bat. And then also some small ball, getting guys over and all that. A lot of speed. Yeah, a lot of guys who played football, basketball, other sports, so a lot of athletes on the team.
We do have some good power. We do play in a pretty big ballpark, so I don't know that we'll have the necessarily home run numbers, but hopefully we'll have, you know, quite a few doubles. And, you know, realistically too, we have a good core group of guys, small ball guys that bunt for hits, you know, try and get on base any way that they can, and we try to be aggressive on the base paths as well.
On the hill, the Lions will have to fill a few holes, but should have a good mix of arms to work with.
We're still returning 3 junior pitchers. Jackson, our senior, can pitch a little bit, and then we have some sophomores that can come up and pitch, so it's looking good.
In 2015, Providence made it to the state tournament for the first time, losing in extra innings in the first round. Baird is the only guy still on the team that started in that game, but all the Lions are eager to get back to state. Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
The Lions host St. Paul Academy Tuesday at 7 o'clock at their home park, Arnold Clares Field in Loretto. And that's all for sports. Mike and Shannon, back to you.
All right, Jay, thanks a lot. Up next, the search that had kids hopping.
The egg hunt that puts you in touch with Mother Nature when we come back.
Well, finally, some Easter fun today for kids at the Eastman Nature Center in Maple Grove.
Thank you, Easter Bunny. Thank you. Bye.
There were plenty of Easter options to choose from at this egg extravaganza. There was a mystery Easter egg hunt in the woods where plastic eggs filled with candy could be found, and that was a favorite for kids. There were lots of games to play and a chance to see real live bunnies. Youngsters also had a chance to meet the Easter Bunny up close and receive some candy gifts.
Yeah. We dyed some eggs, we played some games, the bunny hop, balancing a plastic egg on a spoon. Seeing the Easter Bunny was a big hit for the 4-year-old.
There will be another egg extravaganza at the Eastman Nature Center on Friday between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. One of many happening this weekend, Mike.
Yeah, I'll bet. And they ought to have a big crowd tomorrow. School will be out for most kids.
Yeah, be a good time. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Have a safe and happy holiday weekend, everyone. We'll see you Monday.